Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. I've been thinking so much about like podcast things lately. It's not even funny. It's like all that's kind of been consuming my brain. First of all, I am gonna put out. I tried to test an audio really quick before I went into recording this whole episode. They're doing construction literally right outside our apartment. It's like a main street. I don't know what they're doing, what they're working on. And I was like, oh my God, if I sit right here, because I sit right by the window. We'll get into my setup in a second, because if you're watching, you're probably like, well, what the heck? I have so much to preface in this episode. But they're doing construction literally right outside this window right here. If you're watching, literally right out here. So I made sure that I was hoping the sound wouldn't pick up throughout this. If it does, for whatever reason, I tried to test it. I'm so sorry if you can hear it. I'll probably hear it in editing, and if it is, I will probably scrap this episode. Either that or record a new one in like audio. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But hopefully you can't hear it. I'm so sorry if you can. I tried to not hear it, but they've been doing construction. I think they started yesterday. So I probably either should have recorded earlier, which I didn't think about because I forgot about this construction. I also don't have anywhere to sit where like you wouldn't hear it in the apartment. So yeah, I'm going to preface that. I have to start off with that. The next thing I'm going to preface, don't mind if you're watching this, if you're an audio listener, you're doing great. Honestly, this episode is strictly for you, pretty much because we're in the midst of moving. Like, we're moving. So, where I normally would sit, which is literally, like, right over there, across the way from where I am now, it's full of equipment, tech stuff, boxes, it's being held up by other things right now. And I did not feel like moving any of that to just set up my chair, pretty much, because that's all that would be in that area. I didn't feel like moving all that to set up a chair to record this when this corner of the room was like the only space empty. So for right now, this is my recording setup right here. There's nothing pretty much behind me. The lighting, I can tell you, is awful. Just don't mind it. I'm in the midst of moving. This episode is not going to be, not that any of my episodes are perfect, but this is not going to be perfect, but we're working with what we got right now. So, I'm so sorry. And going forward after this episode, it might be strictly audio for a little bit because I won't have the camera that I typically record these episodes on because it is not mine. So I won't have the camera I'm recording on right now. I do have a camera I can record with, but I need a piece to like connect from the camera to my laptop. So I need to buy that piece, but with the midst of moving and settling in a new place and everything, for the time being, I don't know when I will get that piece. I'm not going to lie, on my mind right now when I can just record an audio and still be putting up episodes, if that makes sense. I do like recording this like this better, but yeah. So basically I need a new piece, or not new, I need a piece to record with the camera I currently have, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see when I'll get it after maybe moving and figuring everything out. That will be ordered. But for now, like I said, we're working with what we got. I'm also, the only thing with sitting on this side of the room is the other side of this wall right here, or like to my left if you're listening, is JJ's room. And he is currently sleeping. So that kind of makes me nervous because I don't want to be sitting here talking for like an hour and potentially waking him up. But I'm hoping we'll be okay. I'm hoping he can't hear me that strong. I'm hoping. But we're going to pretend that this wall is pretty thick and that he'll be okay. But hello, everyone. That's basically all I had to preface in this. Moving, setup, lighting. I think that's it. But hello. Um, I've also noticed lately, I feel like I've been thinking about this. I don't think I've said it yet, and I don't know why, honestly. The moment I intro this, well, not this, but like intro every episode, I've loved and love every more the welcome back to another episode line, because it just reminds me of the fact that I'm still doing this. Like, we're in another episode. We have another episode coming out. We're recording another episode. That is so loud. I'm really hoping we don't hear this in this episode or I'm going to be so upset. But this episode right here is episode 49. That means next week, when this episode comes out, two things. A, it's going to be episode 50. The fact that we're 50 episodes into this podcast kind of blows my mind. Actually, okay, so three things. 50 episodes into this podcast, and it blows my mind. The second thing, next week episode, I don't know because I've been changing my schedule. It'll be uploaded I think it's either going to be the day before or the day after my birthday. My birthday is September 3rd. It is a Tuesday next week. If I put up on a typical Monday like I was, it'll be the day before. But lately I've been trying out Wednesdays to see how that works. So if I upload Wednesday, it'll be the day after my birthday. So I'm not going to lie. I don't have like a super fun episode planned, but I have an episode planned. So that'll be fun. But yeah, every time I've been saying, welcome back to another episode, it makes me so happy on the inside because I'm like, wow, like we're doing another episode. Like I did not think I would have gotten this far. I think back on recording episodes by myself the first times I did, and I was so scared. I was so scared to put them up. I was so scared to put them out there. I was so scared to do it, like, period. Never mind editing them to make them, like, public. That was the scariest thought. One of the scariest thoughts I think I've ever had in my life. But here we are, a whole new rebranded podcast with you lovely listeners, and we're 50 episodes in. I think I only said 2 out of the 3 things. The third thing is that we're coming up on September. Mid-September marks 1 year with this podcast. That, oh my God, that makes me, I could cry, but also be like super happy at the same time. Like it'll be crying tears of joy. We're 50 episodes in, almost, and almost 1 year into this podcast. Oh my God. I love the sound of that. Anyways, I like lost train of thought because I'm like still thinking about that. Streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcast, or we are here on YouTube. Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Come subscribe, join the fam over there. Yeah, all that fun stuff. I'm not gonna lie, this week's episode might be a little on the quicker side because this was like a quick, I don't want to make it sound bad like I didn't plan out this episode. I kind of did, but it was a quick plan out, quick thought, gonna be a quick, probably little chit chat. Typically, like when I record my a podcast episode, I'll like set up and everything, and then when I'm done, like obviously I take everything down, put it away, but like right now is like a whole other situation where I'm like, okay, it's gonna be taken down and like not just put away, but like packed up. It was in the midst of being packed up until I was like, wait, no, I have to record. Let me record really quick because today's Tuesday. I've been trying out, of course, Wednesdays now, and I'm not recording on Sundays, but now on Tuesdays because the episode is going up on Wednesday, which I still have to figure out my schedule, but that's a whole other situation, I guess. Today is Tuesday night. It is currently, if you're wondering, 9:35 p.m. and I'm basically recording this, and I'll be taking everything down and trying to put it back in the midst of how it was going to be packed up. and stowed away for the move. By the time you're hearing this, well, not by the time you're hearing this, because if you're hearing it the day it comes out, I'm moving in like a couple days. Like literally by the end of this current week, I will be out of the space I'm in now, which is kind of crazy to think because I do still want to put the 50th episode up next week, but it might be like a quick, like I said, audio recording, and then the next couple will probably be audio because I don't know when I'm going to order that piece that I'll need to actually record these episodes. So definitely bear with me in these next few weeks. Everything is going to seem a bit crazy. The last time we moved, honestly, was with a 6-month-old. It was when JJ was 6 months, and now we'll be in the midst of moving, and he's 2.5. Well, he'll be 2.5 in September, so close enough. He'll be 2.5, so he's a bit more active, a bit more wants to be in the know. He'll like move everything around, not trying to play, but like he doesn't know that it needs to like stay in that spot, and we're trying to move and everything needs to be situated. Like he's just a very hands-on little boy right now. So that'll definitely be interesting. We'll see how that goes. But yeah. This episode I kind of thought about. I feel like it's gonna be just little things. Like we're all gonna have the same things on our list. I can tell you that right now. I forget where I saw this or where I got it from. I didn't jot it down. It's just like I sat there and I thought about little things in life that I rely on. You know how like you have little things that you just simply rely on? You know those I don't have one. You know Stanley's, like those cups, or what's the other brand? I feel like there's another brand I'm trying to think of and I don't know what it is. Mostly Stanley's. Everyone had their Stanley. Everyone got them. They became super popular. I feel like that's a lot of people's like security bottle, if you will. I know I will have a security bottle, like security, like water bottle on me. I will have one on me at all times. I will have any type of drink on me at all times. I feel like I didn't even call it that at first. I just always needed a drink with me, especially if I was going on like a car ride, whether it was water, a juice, soda, like something. I guarantee you half the time I wouldn't even open it. I wouldn't even need it. Like it's not like I'd be super thirsty or really, really need a drink. But I would just need a drink on me. We would stop at either the gas station or Dunkin' or CVS, like somewhere to grab a quick drink for the car ride. And I would always just need one on me. Or I'd be the one that just needed to stop. Not that everyone needed a drink, but I needed one. And I feel like my dad started calling it my security blanket. And I was like, you know what? You're kind of right. Like, that's kind of spot on. It is my security blanket because I do need that. Am I going to open it and drink it? A sip of it? Probably not, honestly, going to and from, like, wherever we're going. But I just need to know that I have it on me. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. It's just very fitting. So I rely on having a drink with me for any occasion, just in case. Like, just in case for what? I don't know, but just in case. But something like that. So the main thing I thought of for this was my phone, which, like I said, we're all going to have the same thing on this list. My phone. In general, if I don't have my phone on me, like, obviously I'm going to be like, oh my God, where's my phone? And I'm going to freak out that I lost it or don't know where it is. But then I dug a little deeper and kind of little things I rely on within my phone. The first thing being with my peanut-sized brain. I feel like I've noticed I've been using this a lot. Like when someone mentions something to me of something I need to do or look into or something, I have to set a reminder. My reminders thing, I literally have 2 categories within the reminders app for like work stuff, and like it just says life. So like work, whether it's like my actual job, if it's YouTube, podcast, like anything like that, I have in like a work section. I'll set a reminder time that I think I can get it done, like so when it comes up I could be like, oh, I get to and do this right now. or like a certain time where like I need to call someone or need to upload, I don't know, something. So I'll have that. And then if it's just like life stuff, something I need to do during the day, reminder to do it, I know I'm going to forget, let me just write it down really quick, is in like a life category. My reminders app has come in handy so many times. I can't even tell you the amount of times I'll like set a reminder and even forget that I set the reminder. That's how short-term memory I am. You know Dory in Finding Nemo? I'm actually Dory. Dory is my personality trait. I'll set a reminder and then it'll come up at whatever time I set it for, and I'm gonna tell you 99% of the time I literally sit there and I'm like, wow. I'm so smart for setting that reminder for myself. Like, I literally will look at myself I could look at myself in the mirror and be like, you're so smart. Like, you're so smart for doing that because you know dang well you were going to forget. And you did. And now it's popping up as a reminder to do it. I'll thank myself later. So yeah, reminders app. The notes app. I can't even tell you the amount of random stuff I have in my notes app. Actually, for the episode, let's go through it right now. I write down anything. So we'll go through it. Deadass. Let's just go through it. So the first thing literally in my notes app is, it starts off with a quote that says, every version of you has been a good version. So I have a couple quotes. I have notes I took for myself. I have phone number and other information. I have password. Like, if you took my phone, like, you'd have my whole life. I have passwords written down for everything because, like we just talked about with the reminders app, I will forget everything. Thumbs up thing keeps popping up on OBS and it's driving me crazy. But it's not pausing this, so like I'm not stopping it. So you might have just saw, if you're watching it pop up a couple times, I'm so sorry. But like I said, if you take my phone, you have my whole life. I have passwords written down. I had to do a speech at my cousin's wedding, so I have the speech written in my notes app. I have some merch. So if you're coming from this old podcast, me and my ex used to have a podcast together. We did a merch launch for that podcast. I have the merch info from that in my notes app. I have little notes for this podcast written down. I have to-do lists. I have shopping lists. I have email and password, like, for this YouTube. I literally have any little thing in my notes app. If I go to the store, I'm like, I know I'm going to forget something. So why does that keep popping up? Oh my God. If I go to the store, I know I'm going to forget something. So I have it written down in my notes app, like a shopping list. Like, I need to get this, this, and this. It could be like 3 things. And I'm like, I'm going to write it down because I'm going to forget one of them. And it's probably going to be either A, the most important thing for what I need. Like, I'd be the type to like go to the store for stuff for like hamburgers and forget like the buns or something. Like that'd be my thing. I feel like we'd all used to make fun of my mom for doing stuff like that, but like in reality, like that would be me. So it just comes as karma now, I guess. But yeah, anything goes in the notes app. If I have when I updated my phone, it came with the new like journal app type of thing. Honestly, if I didn't have that, my notes app might also have become like a diary of some sort, but we're not at that stage yet. But that's probably the only thing it's missing at this point. The next thing would be little apps like Spotify, YouTube, basically stuff like that. Like YouTube Studio, I rely on to check like stats and everything. Spotify, I need for like music and podcasts. YouTube, I need just like sit here and watch YouTube videos. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to kind of look at, I'm going to see what it says for my screen time, like my things I'm on the most. So the most for right now for notifications that it's giving me is Snapchat, messages, Instagram. Okay, so Snapchat I do use a lot. I don't know if, is that considered embarrassing? I use Snapchat a lot more than I'd like to admit, if I'm being honest. Instagram, and then my son's daycare sends notifications for like everything, which I love. I love seeing like what he's doing during the day and notifications of like, I don't know, it could be as little as like a bathroom change, like when they change his diaper, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, there's just little things where like I just have to check certain apps every day. For what reason? I have no idea. Normally I've been going on Twitter like just to clear notifications because I haven't used Twitter in so long. I made a Twitter for this podcast and I feel so bad that I like haven't been on it. I haven't used it at all. I go on just to clear the notifications. Like, you know when a icon for an app like has those red circles with like the number inside for the notification? I like honestly hate those. They kind of drive me crazy. So whenever I see them on apps, I have to like go on the app to clear them or they drive me nuts. So I go on Twitter literally just for that reason. But yeah, I didn't think I would use any of the apps otherwise. Like I might check them here and there, but there's only a few that like I religiously go on every day. But that's just my phone category. The next thing I had was coffee. I rely on coffee for the sole purpose. Coffee doesn't even do anything for me. Like caffeine related, it doesn't like wake me up or give me energy. Like anything that like normal people would probably drink coffee for, I feel like I don't have that. Like I'm just immune, I guess, at this point. Coffee does absolutely nothing for me. At this point, I probably drink it like for the taste. But at the same time, I also solely drink it for the purpose that I'm honestly at this point probably a caffeine addict. If I don't have coffee, I would say for maybe one day, but definitely two, I get the worst headache. The worst. It's like caffeine withdrawal. And it's only been like 2 days. I made a coffee at home this morning though, so I'm kind of proud of myself. So I at least had one. But yeah, it's really bad how like addicted I am to probably coffee just to have it, but also like caffeine. My next thing is literally says some type of caffeine, LOL. But like energy drinks or coffee or soda or like anything with caffeine, I need to have something during the day. My caffeine withdrawal headaches go crazy after honestly at least a day. Energy drinks, I don't have, I want to say too often. I think the most caffeine I have is either soda or coffee. Not caffeine. Energy drinks are good. I've gone down to like one certain brand that I drink. The only energy drink that actually like got me kind of crazy, like feel like I was going through like a, honestly like full on panic attack was a Red Bull. I chugged like half a Red Bull one time on like an empty stomach, and when I tell you I went crazy, it got me so messed up. It was not good. From there I haven't had a Red Bull. I think I've had a Red Bull since, but that's the only energy drink that kind of scares me. I drink the brand Alani Nu. They're so good. They're always fixing up their flavors, making them the best. They have like seasonal ones. They're so good. That's my favorite energy drink. But I at least need to have a coffee every day. Dunkin' basically, I would say, owns my bank account at this point because that's just where my money always ends up going. I swear, between me and my son. I mean, not that he drinks coffee, but like he likes the little bagel minis that they have, the plain ones, in case you're wondering. But going there like every morning, or even if it's like a midday pick me up, I go to Starbucks. I like Starbucks, don't get me wrong. I like Dunkin' more than Starbucks. I know that's going to be controversial topic, but I am a Dunkin' girl through and through. I will drink Starbucks. I do like a couple things. I don't like a lot on their menu, not gonna lie, but I will drink a couple things from there. I like the days where they have like half off or like buy one get one drinks or like a $3 drink or whatever deals they've been having. They haven't had one in a little bit, but those days were my favorite. That's when I would be a Starbucks girl. Not gonna lie, because I basically would be getting my drink half off, so of course I'm gonna go there. Another thing I kind of rely on, I don't know if this is just mom life, or I'm just exhausted 24/7. That's just probably how I've been for like years. Like a wind down time. Not like wine like drink, like a wine like you need to wind down. Me time. Relaxation time. Time where like you sit there, take a nice shower, get out, and you're just chilling on the couch watching TV or in bed watching TV. I would love, not that I would go to sleep early, but just laying in bed early just feels so nice. Because then I'm laying there for like, even if it's a few hours, enough to like wind down and relax, get yourself situated, watch a couple episodes or a movie or something to the point where like you just end up falling asleep kind of easily because you've just been laying there almost exhausting yourself, probably staring at a screen, which isn't probably the best. But at that point, you've been doing it for a few hours that you're just sitting there and you're like, wow, I'm actually kind of relaxed right now. I can just lay here, and next thing you know, like, you're asleep. You wake up either in the middle of the night or in the morning, your TV's still on. A light might possibly be on. That's how tired you are. Though, honestly, best time. I don't think I've fallen asleep too often with the light on, but like TV sometimes. I used to be a person who had to sleep with their TV on throughout the whole night. Like, that just was my thing. I needed the TV on. Now I'm at the point where I could sleep in the dark. Like, I could sleep with the TV off. That's no problem. But I realized I didn't need the TV for like lights. I needed the TV for noise. I could sleep in the dark, no problem. I can't sleep if it's like dead silent. If it's dark and completely silent, like, I don't know, I can't do it. I need some type of background noise. I literally sleep with like this humidifier thing on. Not that I necessarily need a humidifier, but it's honestly just for the noise, like the fan noise it has. I'm just so used to it at this point that I can't go to sleep without having it on. I don't know if you'd say that's good. Probably better than having the TV on all night, but like, I just need some type of noise, whether I hook up a fan, turn on an AC, turn on that humidifier, like turn on something to where I'm not laying in complete silence. I'll be all right. I have weird little like tactics. I need something. Basically, like, I need like a baby noise machine is probably what I should get. I never thought of that. They have like rain machines. Ooh. Recording a podcast, but like coming on to something here. A rain machine would probably be dope. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to look into those. But that's kind of all I had for my list of little things I rely on. I feel like there's more that I probably rely on in life, but those are just a few of my things. Like I said, this was probably going to be a quicker episode. I jotted down a few things to get them off my mind. I just kind of thought of the topic and was like, wow, like, there are things in life we rely on. I don't know if we realize some of the things we rely on. There probably is some things that I don't notice I rely on every day until someone either probably points it out to me or I realize it and I'm like, wow, like, I do that every day, or I do need that every day, without actually like putting like full focus on that I need it to live life pretty much. But yeah, that's all I have for this episode for you guys. Like I said, please bear with me in these next couple weeks. Episodes will probably be, like I said, probably audio coming forward until I buy that piece that I need for myself to record these visual ones, the video part. But until then, I'll be moving, coming up on 50 episode, coming up on my birthday, coming up on 1 year with this podcast. All of that all in the same time just kind of makes me really excited. That's such a fun time. I love that this happened this way. Obviously not planned at all, but I'm not mad about it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's all I have for you this week. Think of little things you rely on in life. Let me know what you rely on, because now I'm curious as to like what people rely on during their life. And then if I see some things that you guys rely on, I might be like, wow, I do rely on that too. That's a good point. That's a good one. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next week back with a brand new episode. Bye.